So, at the beginning of the movie, they talk about a little bit of the lore. Let's watch and see what they say.
Extreme temperatures and treacherous weather events, with sandstorms powerful enough to cut through metal, make life outside the cities of Arrakis truly hostile. Only the native tribes known as the Fremen have adapted well enough to survive. The Fremen share the deep desert with the giant sandworms,
Squats.
known to the Fremen as Shai Hulud. Long
Shai
exposure
Hulud.
to spice
Shai
has
Hulud.
given the tribe their characteristic blue eyes, the eyes of Ibad. Little else is known of the Fremen, except that they are dangerous and unreliable.
Doesn't this sound like propaganda to you?
That sounds like
It's just
propaganda.
broad stroking a whole people as unreliable? What?
An entire planet, an entire planet. Yeah, exactly. It's like, how can an entire planet be unreliable? Like that, their culture would fall apart.
That's right. And there's like individuals within the front. No. They're all unreliable.
This girl right here, unreliable.
That's right. They have to be unreliable. It's not helpful intelligence for navigating the culture to just be like unreliable.
And to say that like the sands can cut through metal, like is there a part of the planet that does this, or it's like any metal touches the surface, it's like wind just cuts it through.
I mean, so we have like what sandblasting as a technology in the modern day for, I guess, cleaning things or like stripping paint off metal. I guess these little gritty things.
Yeah.
But you're talking about global winds with gusts that are like essentially sandblasting places. Wouldn't like the entire planet just be flat?
That's right. How would any mountains exist? They would get that sandblasted down.
That's right. Especially if it's like soft sandstone. It's like
right.
layered stuff. I mean, it would be gone. It would not be there.
Look at this smooth planet full of people that are like barely like people walk out, just sandblasted, they're gone. It feels like old data. It feels like someone from several generations ago, they like went down to this planet and then they're like, oh, this place is awful. And like, hey, this one like monument is not doing well. Like, oh my gosh, the winds cut it down. Like,
yeah, it's like the winds did not cut it down. It sounds like an exaggeration from a single traveler who maybe is getting a little poetic with the descriptions, but it's not reality. I mean, we could see behind Zendaya here.
Sorry.
There's
Zendaya
mountains.
here.
There's
There's a mountain right there. Clearly not broken down. But there is some truth, like wind erosion that totally happens. Like, and especially the wind erosion is especially strong when it can pick up little bits of grit, little bits of sand.
Yeah.
Sand is harder than the rock around it. It nails the rock and it grinds it down. Check out Utah. Utah's super cool.
Yeah. So higher than Earth or typical erosion rates. It's still super slow. It's not sandblasting.
Yeah. But I guess
totally
if
different.
you're from the Atreides planet, I forget the name of their planet, but I guess if you're from there and you don't see these sand winds ever, then you're just like, oh my gosh, this is, I'm going to hyper focus in on it.
It's a shock. And I guess if you had a vehicle and it had like paint on it, as it's exposed to the wind, the paint is getting stripped off because it's getting hit by these little pieces of sand. So
Yeah,
sandblasting.
it would draw my attention to it. Yeah.
It would draw my attention, yeah.
But still, it does not feel like an accurate representation. It feels like propaganda.
Agreed. It feels a little propaganda-y. Is that a word? Sure.
Propagandaful.
Propagandaful. There we go.